This is it, folks. This is the reason I started my YouTube channel. I'm very proud to present my own brand, Northern Watches. There are two models initially. This one, bronze case with a dark stone dial, and this one, stainless steel case with a white stone dial. As you can see, the design is the same, it's just the materials are changed. The dimensions are 38 millimeters diameter, excluding the crown, and 48 millimeter lug to lug. And yes, those lugs are pretty special. We're going to have a deeper look at those shortly. Inside the box, we have a wooden warranty card with an RFID chip inside it. It comes engraved with your name when you buy it. There's a cloth, of course, for cleaning the watch. And there's a fairly extensive user manual and warranty instructions. As noted, the watches have stone dials, meaning that each dial looks a little bit different to the next one. Gonna show you a little bit more of that in a second. What you might not have noticed so far is that the watches are actually 24-hour dials. And that means that the hour hand is going around the dial once per day, while the other hands run as normal. The movement is also a GMT movement, so you can independently set the hour hand. That is of course quite useful if you travel, for instance. But it's also connected to the 24-hour display. And some might ask, why does the watch show 24 hours? Well, the day has 24 hours, so why do most watches show only half the day? So I think it can be pretty convincingly argued that showing the full day on the dial is much more natural and actually convenient than showing only half the day. So the movement, of course, has a quick set date, but if you turn the crown the other way, you then activate the GMT function. The GMT function does not change the date, it only changes the hour hand. So for reading the time, it is a little bit different, so you have to get used to it. We tested these watches on a lot of people, and in general, after a few hours, they were very comfortable reading the time, and all of them were comfortable reading the time within less than 1 day. So we kept 12 on the top of the dial as noon, and then midnight is at the bottom of the dial as 0. And we see the date changes over at midnight there. Another difference from standard conventions is that we have the date window on the left side here. And the reason is quite simply that when you wake up in the morning and you check the date, that is probably in the region your eyes will go. Unless you're a late sleeper, of course, but... And there is no compelling reason for having the date window on the right side of the dial, it's just convention. So yeah, we believe it's more natural to have it where you will look when you wake up in the morning. So apart from the hour hand, might also be worth noting that given that we now have twice the number of hours on the dial, the distance between each hour marker has to be half of what it is on your, let's say, normal watches. So between each numeral and or sphere, there's now 2.5 minutes instead of 5 minutes. But everyone tested mastered this very quickly, and it is a pretty cool conversation starter. The sapphire crystal is double domed, so we can see the dome on top here. But if we take the crystal off, we can see that it's also domed on the inside. And with the curved hands, we then still manage to keep the watch at only a little bit more than 1 centimeter thick. Now, would you look at those lugs? The lugs are the real stars of the show. They're long, twisted, and with mirror polish on 2 sides and brushing on the other 2 sides. I don't think you'll find lugs like these anywhere else. Each lug is machined from 1 piece of metal and then screwed into the case. I'll show you that a little bit later. To allow the lugs to command attention and also not to damage them, The watches come on thick and nice leather straps with a quick release. The buckles also follow the case material, and they're also vintage inspired like the rest of the watch, which shouldn't be a surprise, I suppose, given my love for vintage. We're going to see the movements in a short while, but suffice to say they are very high quality and should give excellent performance. The dials are cut from natural stone, meaning that each watch will have a little bit different dial, as we can see here. The watch on the left is actually a 3-year-old prototype, but I'm going to use that one to show you the inside of the case and the movement. So let's take the strap off. I'm a firm believer in display case backs on all modern watches. I think that's pretty much essential, so you can admire the movement and be mesmerized by it. The case is water resistant to 5 ATM and is held in place by 4 screws. Worth noting that both models have stainless steel case backs, but the one on the NW1 Bronze Age has been plated to look similar to the case, but it's still steel so that it doesn't give any skin irritation. The movement is the Sellita SW330-2, so that's basically at the 2892 with a GMT function. The movement is nicely decorated, perlage, blued screws and so forth, and it's got the premium or top regulation. I'm not going to disassemble the entire movement. I'm just going to show you the unique points with this movement as compared to the 2892, which I'm sure most of you already know. The bezel is quite firm, so I'm using this tool for taking off the bezel. And then we're going to see the stone dial underneath. And then we can take the whole movement out. I mentioned before that the hands are also curved. That is so that they can follow the inside curvature of the crystal. That saves perhaps a millimeter in thickness.
What's that? Oh, that watch is beautiful.
Thank you. It's my watch.
Wait, what are you doing? Isn't it like ready?
Yeah, but
why are you taking out the hands?
I'm gonna show this to people.
Oh, I love the little snowflake in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like snowflake.
Yeah.
Northern watches. Why did you call it northern watches? Are we in the north of Switzerland or something?
Because I'm from the north. I wanted to capture a little bit of the essence of the north, like this dial with a sort of snowy landscape, the ruggedness, dramatic nature of the north. So yeah, that's how I came up with the brand name. So with the dial off, we can have a look at how it is made. It has as thin as possible piece of cut stone on top of a brass support. The brass is necessary so the stone doesn't crack right away. The dial does make the watch a little bit thicker, but it's a crucial part of the design. Looking at the mechanism, we have the standard date shifting mechanism, and then we also have the GMT quick change mechanism. And that's the main difference from this movement to the 2892 that I'm sure most are familiar with. Let's end with having a look at how the lugs are embedded in the case. We see these pretty chunky screws. They are fixed in place with heavy Loctite, so I'm first heating them up so we can even be able to unscrew them. And still they're very, very tight. So a natural thought would be, why even bother with this? Why not just have the lugs be part of the case? And the answer is that it's not possible to have different finishes on the different sides of the lugs if they are part of the case. Ask me how I know that. Also, the edges wouldn't be very sharp. Ask me how I know that also. So even after unscrewing the lug and heating it up, I'm still actually not able to get it off without probably damaging the lug. So I'm just going to show you, let's say, spare lug. So it's got beautiful finishing on the different sides, sharp edges. And this lug is then screwed into the case, and as we can see, held very firmly in place there. So with that, let's see the watches on the wrist. If you prefer a warmer, more elegant look perhaps, with a case that will age uniquely and get a special patina, then the bronze age is for you. If you prefer a cooler look, with a wintry landscape in mind, then the northerner is more for you. It's every watchmaker's dream to have their own watches, so it's a privilege to be able to launch mine. If you're interested in the watches, you can go to northernwatches.com and sign up there to get the max discount on the Kickstarter campaign. I'll be back with a regular video shortly. Until then, ta-ta.